Hey everyone, welcome to 2023, and what better way to bring in the new year by talking about a lot of what we love, which is Xbox and gaming. And this year is already off to an amazing start with some great updates on a lot of things that we are expecting in 2023, like Stalker 2. It just launched a brand new trailer, so we'll be talking about that. We also have rumors of RedFall's potential release window, which also coincides with what Starfield may be releasing at. And we're going to be delving into a potential Deathloop 2 coming out, maybe. And that's not it. We're also going to be talking about Avowed and Hellblade getting a release window. And to top it all off, we'll be talking about the ad tier that might be introduced into Gamepass. So that is a lot to unwrap. So let's talk about it. So if it's your first time here, just to let you know, we talk a lot of things Xbox on this channel. So if you think you might want to take that subscribe button out on a date and maybe marry it down the road, be sure to hit that subscribe. And today we're going to be talking about Stalker 2. Stalker 2 just launched a brand new trailer, and man, does this thing sell me on Stalker. Now, I wish that this Stalker trailer would have come out earlier, because if you watched my list of my top 10 most excited for games coming in 2023, Stalker was only an honorable mention because I didn't get a good feeling about it. But this trailer blew me away, and it is exactly what I was hoping for. And I love that they showed a lot of the combat elements, and they showed some of the UI as well, which is really cool. And I love the way the guns look. I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. The world looks so amazing, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. And the team behind this game have been going through a lot, and I'm so hoping that it could come out at some point in 2023. Now, an update on one of the developers by the name of Vladimir Fresh-Yezov. He was one of the developers for Stalker, and he ended up leaving to go fight in the war, but he sadly passed away. And I'm pretty sure that this is not the only developer to have lost his life protecting his country and protecting his loved ones. So much respect to him and many others. It's such a sad thing to hear about. It's such a sad thing to realize that these developers have been uprooted from their home, have moved out of Ukraine, and there's some developers still trapped in Ukraine developing the game. It's such a sad reality that we live in, and I know that it's just a game, but these people are striving to deliver their product to us, and they're putting a lot of passion, and I'm excited to see what they are delivering to us. And I'm full supporting them. So even though this game is coming to Game Pass, I will be purchasing this game day one. Also, I gotta talk about Phil Spencer. Also had some words to say about this. So Tim Dog on Twitter asked Phil Spencer what he thought of the trailer, and this is what Phil had to say in response. Every time I see Stalker 2, I'm reminded of the team and all they are going through. Game looks amazing, and it's an incredible group of individuals dealing with a lot in their lives that are putting so much into the game. It's inspiring. It truly is. That's perfectly said. These guys are heroes, and I'm super excited to see what they've been working hard on. So moving on from that, we're also going to be talking about potential RedFall release window. So this comes from Jez Corden, who corroborated a report from Okami on Twitter, and this is what they had to say. Officially corroborating Okami earlier report that RedFall is targeting an early May 2023 launch date for Xbox and PC. If things go to plan, there'll also be some form of early access period, according to our sources. So this early access period might be similar to what they did with Forza Horizon, where Forza Horizon dropped on the service and you could have played it up to, I think, a few days earlier, if you bought the expansion packs along with it, which I ended up doing, and I enjoyed that, and I had a great time with Forza. And I'm excited to see what that other expansion is later this year. But this is pretty interesting. So May 2023. Now there's also rumors back earlier that this game was actually pushed back internally and was initially going to be launching in March, but was pushed back 6 to 8 weeks. And now that kind of lines up with what Jez Corden is saying, which is May 2023, and a potential earlier access might be a week or so earlier if you pay for it to be able to play it. Now, I don't know if I'm personally going to be paying for this game, because I am, like, if you watch the channel, you know that I'm not the biggest RedFall guy. I'm not very impressed with what they've shown so far, but I might do it just for you guys. Oh, all right, stop. I'll do it for you guys. All right. I might go ahead and buy it just to kind of get a feel for it before everyone else can get their hands on it and give you guys my first impressions. But that is a release window for RedFall, May. So this goes into what potentially might happen with Starfield. Now, a lot of rumors are circling around. I don't really have a good source I could pick from, but they're all just rumors, so take it with a grain of salt. But a lot of people are expecting this game to drop around June, which would be within that 1 year window that they promised us last year at their Xbox event during the summer showcase. Now, there also might be some people talking about how just because RedFall is getting pushed back doesn't necessarily mean that Starfield's gonna be pushed back. So Starfield could still maybe potentially come out in April. Maybe there's no real date associated with it. So we still are wary on when that's going to be coming out. But hopefully when they come out with that Xbox showcase that is rumored to be coming out in the earlier half of this year, that they do give us a update on this release, because we are hungry out here. We want to know when these games are coming, and I think we deserve a release date right about now for both of these. Other games that could be potentially launching in 2023 is Hellblade 2. Yeah, this is actually pretty substantial. I think that if this is able to happen, it would blow me away. But this comes from another leaker on Twitter, which says, Idle Sloth is rumored Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 will be released in September 2023, and Avowed will launch in 2024. Now, something that Colt Eastwood has said, and I know he's not a leaker, but he does know some people in the industry, is that he said that Avowed wanted some more time in the oven, and so they pushed it to 2024. And there was also rumors of them completely redoing the game because they didn't really like the direction they were taking it in the first place, and so they kind of silently pushed it further and further. But if Hellblade 2 comes out this year, oh man, I wish I would have updated my list again, because this is one of my most hyped game releases that Xbox has in their window, because of I feel like a lot of people don't believe in Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory is one of those teams that just constantly have these amazing games that just slide it right in, kind of hide under the radar, and they're a really, really talented team. They did it with DMC. I know a lot of hardcore DMC fans don't really like what they did with DMC, but you got to admit how great the combat feels. And because I never really knew what Devil May Cry was before, and I played it just kind of at a friend's house, I was really impressed with what they had to do with that. Enslaved is one of my favorite Xbox 360 games. I just played it not too long ago, and it is definitely a hidden gem. And what they did with their work with the first Hellblade, it still leaves me stunned to this day with what they did with the psychological elements and how they handled PTSD, as well as creating a game that really relies on audio to enhance the experience. And I cannot wait for what they do with Hellblade 2 with the backing of Microsoft behind them, because this game could be phenomenal. And this also leads me into what Avowed is. Obsidian, never bet against Obsidian. Obsidian is another team that is just a great addition to Xbox, and another team that I feel like a lot of people, including myself, have always kind of not giving them their flowers, but these guys are really talented. And Avowed is going to be that game that I feel like more people are actually looking forward to that than some of the stuff that even Bethesda is doing at this point, because of how great they are with their RPGs. And if they can make Avowed something like Skyrim, or just even just a slice of what Skyrim was like, I think they have nailed it. So that is potentially coming out in 2024. So with the lineup of 2023 for Xbox, this year is looking really stacked. We have games like Redfall, Starfield, Forza, Motorsport, and now potentially Senua's Saga, Hellblade. And we also have those timed exclusives like Stalker 2, and we also have a great year with Game Pass with things like Persona coming. We have things like Wo Long coming day and date. And because of EA Play, you could pretty much assume that Dead Space and Star Wars Jedi Survivor will be hitting the service at some point later this year. So this is just a great year for Game Pass, and a great year for being an Xbox fan. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I wanted to be this is what I want my channel to be associated with is a strong and healthy Xbox, and it looks like we're finally going to be able to get that. So there's another rumor of another addition to Arcane's long list of games, which is going to be a Deathloop 2 or a DLC to Deathloop. Now, this is from a YouTube video of them talking to the voice actors for Deathloop, and they kind of had a slip up there, and they might have announced that they are still working with Arcane on developing something. Deathloop DLC or sequel in development. Jason Kelly, who plays the voice of Colt, is talking about the audition process for the game, and then casually drops that both he and Ozioma Akagaga, who plays Juliana, are still being hired by Arcane under Deathloop's code name. So this was, I don't think he was supposed to say this, but I also want to talk about what I think it is. So I don't really necessarily think that this is a Deathloop sequel. And the reason why I say that is because I don't think Deathloop performed as well as Xbox and Arcane was hoping. I think that it came out in 2021 on PlayStation 5 exclusively, and it was runner-up for one of the best games of the year during that time. And after that, it kind of lost its steam. Like, no one was really talking about it. No one is still talking about this game. And when it finally came to Xbox, it kind of sizzled out. No one was excited for it. No one was really talking about it. And I don't even think it launched at #1 on Game Pass or anything. It was just kind of dropped. So I don't think the support is actually there for this game. So if a full-on Deathloop 2 is on the horizon, I don't really know how likely that is based off the success of the first one. I could be wrong, and they might have some great ideas for this sequel, and because it might be coming exclusively to Xbox, they're gonna just be like, yeah, sure, whatever, go ahead and make it. But they also talked about a potential DLC, but this game has been out for a year and a half now, and I think it might be too little too late to have some DLC. I don't know, I could be wrong. Other games have had DLC come out years later and have performed just fine, so I could be completely wrong here. But what I personally think it is, now it's just my opinion, is that this is potentially another Dishonored game. And the reason why I say that is because they came out and they said that Deathloop and Dishonored are within the same universe. So I haven't played Deathloop. I've played the first opening missions. I liked what I played, but it just wasn't really hooking me. But I've heard that the ending kind of alludes to more of a bigger universe that's attached to Dishonored. So I think that this could potentially be a Dishonored sequel with these characters involved in some way, either through a cameo or through maybe side characters or something, or a new Dishonored game. Maybe. Who knows? What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. All right. So with all that said, we could finally move over towards an ad tier for Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass reportedly getting ad-free tier. Xbox Game Pass is reportedly getting an ad-free tier, which is at least what a recent survey suggests sent out by Microsoft. The survey in question was posted on Reset Air before being reported by VGC and Windows Central. It is reported that this basic tier would cost just $3 a month. However, there would be one major snag to this ad-free tier. According to the survey, this tier would not include Xbox first-party titles on day one, while those titles would arrive at a later date. That prospect might put off some. What's more, it reported that first-party titles will arrive 6 months later. However, in addition to the hundreds of games in Game Pass library, this ad-free tier could still include Xbox Live Gold. At $3 per month, this tier could be considered a bargain. This, in turn, will of course feature the free games with Gold, EA Play, or any other perks will not be included in the ad-free tier. So it sounds like that they might be coming out with the ad tier to allow people access to Game Pass without having to pay the more expensive fees. Now, I feel like a lot of people are kind of throwing shade at this because they don't really understand who this is targeting. This is not for people who could obviously afford things like a regular Game Pass subscription. Also, it allows for people who don't want to pay that much for their subscription and who are fine with having ads played before their games and who are fine with waiting 6 months to play these first-party titles come to the service. Now, I'm actually for this. I know that you're probably going to be upset about that, but I think this is a great idea. I think that this helps people kind of understand that Game Pass is a profitable thing. And the reason why I say that is because you can still pay $3 a month and get into the service and still get great games for as low as $3 a month is phenomenal. It's a great deal. Now, the downside is obviously the ads, but the ads are also going to help pay for the service, help pay for other games to come into the service. And this helps us, the gamers who pay for maybe a higher tier, to have access to even more games. And this gives Xbox more reason to support Game Pass by having more subscribers. This isn't the only way that Xbox is trying to get people into Game Pass. There's also that rumored family plan that they rolled out in other countries that they're still testing, which is rumored to have about 4 people bundled into a Game Pass plan that you pay one monthly fee of like $25 to $30 for, and you can have multiple users in there. So they're still testing the waters with that. But what I like about this is the fact that Xbox is just trying other ways and other methods to lowering the barrier of entry to a lot of people to allow access to many games. And the thing about games is they're not like what you expect whenever you go and you watch Hulu, right? Like whenever you pay for Hulu, there's an ad tier in Hulu that you pay for, and it's just pretty much like watching TV, but you still have ads there. Now, a lot of people are still paying for that. A lot of people are worried about Netflix creating their own ad tier Netflix subscription, which allows them to enter at a lower price. And that's just the way these corporations are moving. This is a way to help them pay for their subscriptions, to pay for all of the original content that they're bringing to you. And I'm all for it. I'm all for the fact that there is a lower cost, a lower barrier to entry to allow for people to game more often. And if this includes Xbox Live Gold, I think that would be an absolute win, because now people can play with you and enjoy a lot of this stuff. So I don't really think this is all doom and gloom. I think this is just a great way for Microsoft to test the waters, to try to figure out, hey, you know what, this is a great way for us to not have to raise other prices in other places like our bigger Game Pass subscription with Game Pass Ultimate. Instead, we can now create a lower tier subscription that allows more users in, and it allows us to play ads and get ad revenue as well. So I think this is a way to potentially prevent a price hike for Game Pass, but who knows? This is all rumor and hearsay, so we don't really know. This is not official by any means, but it's very interesting nonetheless. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about all these games coming potentially in 2023 that we finally are getting some windows about? And what do you think about Stalker 2? Do you think it looks great? And what do you think of Game Pass? This Game Pass tier, would you subscribe to that, or would you know someone that would subscribe to it if there was that option, if that price was just right? Or maybe this is very egregious and that there shouldn't be ads played before your games. I mean, I agree with that too. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really appreciate the support this past year. I've only been doing this for about 3 months, and my initial goal was to get 100 subscribers. But you guys doubled that, and I reached 210 right before the clock struck midnight. So thank you guys so much for doubling my goal, and I am super excited to see what 2023 has to offer for my channel, for just gaming in general. So please think about hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for everything you guys have done and for just sticking by me. I really appreciate it. So with that, happy New Year, guys. I hope you guys are having a safe one, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. And remember, take it easy.